We are tired, you and I. No, you're not. It's tomorrow morning. You're refreshed and had a full night's sleep. Lucky you. I'm tired enough for the both of us, okay? Can you see it? You see it in my bedroom eyes? No, that's naughty, right? Bedtime eyes? Not so inappropriate? Okay, there's probably going to be a lot of confusion in this because I only have half a brain. We are going to do the bedtime tag. How appropriate. This is a tag that was started by somebody on YouTube, and I'm doing it. Helpful, Marie. Thanks. I try to do what I can. Okay, so we're going to find Lala because I think she would post the questions below her video. There she is. Ooh, girl. You're looking good in this video. Your bedtime tag video? Let me get your number. Get your digits. What time do you put your baby to bed? Between 8 and 9 o'clock, just depending on the day. She's usually asleep for sure by 9 and heading to bed about 8:30ish. It takes about 15 minutes to do her whole little routine. Number 2, does your baby use a Lovey? Yes, she does. If you've seen some of our videos, then you've seen her toting around her blanket as a bonnet or a cape. She likes to carry it around with her. It's funny, some kids are blanket kids. We didn't really encourage that. She just is one. She likes the kind that's silky around the trim and then plushy on the innards, the blanket innards. I was going to say on the inside, but not like front and back, but you feel me? You feel me. Sorry, my brain, it's gone. 3, how much time do you put between baby's last feeding and bedtime? About an hour. She just finished, so she has dinner between 6:30 and 7, and then at 8 o'clock she usually gets a sippy of milk. This is just organic cow's milk. She has like 2 or 3 ounces, and then when she heads to bed, she does not take the sippy with her. Do you incorporate books or music into bedtime? Yes, both. We take her into her room. We dim the lights. We touch her little touch lamp on the lowest setting. These are all nighttime cues. We use the word night-night, which usually makes her a little whiny because she knows what's coming. Then we sit down in her glider, we glide, and we read 2 or 3 stories. And then I get up and I, while holding her, sing her lullaby, which I will address. I've had several of you ask where I learned that lullaby. It's not a real thing. I was rocking her and humming, which turned into a tune, which then had words added, which became a song that I sing to her. So it's just made up kind of on the spot nonsense. And it has several verses, which I can't believe I shared one of them on YouTube now twice. I have sang twice on the internet. I never thought I would ever say that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please do not seek it out expecting an American Idol experience. It is not. I cannot sing. It sounds like I sound right now, just with the words drawn out. So yeah, I just made that up, and it has several verses to it, and it is another cue for her going to bed. Then from there, we spin her little paper mobile that I made for her, and then she added part of her routine in. I don't know why, but she makes me kiss the flowers on the mobile. That's right. It's the mobile. I know that word. Anyways, she always puts it in my face. And I used to go, oh, flower smells pretty. But she'd keep like pressing it into my face until I kissed it. And now that's what suffices. That's what satisfies her. She will let go of the flower, stop shoving it in my face if I kiss it. So that's part of the routine. Then we give it a spin, lay her down, play her soother, which also plays music. Sometimes I point out some of the things on the soother. It has lights that vary between sunshine and moon and animals that move. It's a tiny love soother. I get asked that all the time, and I do like it a lot. And then I walk out of the room with her still awake. 5, does your baby sleep through the night? Thank the Lord. Yes, she does. She sleeps through the night. Yes, my child sleeps through the night. I can say that. Does your child sleep through the night? Yes, my child sleeps through the night. That's such a big deal. I went to so many doctor's appointments where they're like, how is she sleeping through the night yet? And I'd have to be like, no. The reason why is my mom came and stayed with us for 6 months. So when Scarlett was 8 months old until she was 13 months old, she went back into our bedroom and she was a newborn. She woke up between 5 and 8 times a night sometimes. This is why I have aged so much in the past 6 months. This is where this comes from, and all of these come from. I'll even blame this. I'm blaming that on no sleep. I can do it. So yeah, now that she is back in her own room, now that my mom is gone, immediately 14 hours a night. Let's have a moment of silence for that. Because seriously, I was a shell of myself. I was crumbling and dying slowly on the inside, so I am very thankful. I will say that I was told by many a mom when she was like 4 or 5 months and she was waking up 2 or 3 or 4 times a night like every newborn does. They'd say, put her in her own room and you'll see she'll sleep through the night. It's just like magic. And I thought, oh, that's bullshwacky, you moms, because I thought she's only in her room to get her bum changed, to get dressed. She's not familiar with that space. She spent 9 months inside my womb, and now she's right next to me. That's gotta be comforting. She doesn't want to be in some, like, crib by herself in a room completely alone. Plus, she'll wake up her normal 2 to 4 times a night, if not more, and I'll have to wake my butt up and get myself all groggy into her room and situated in the glider and then putting her back in her crib and I had a million reasons why I didn't think it would work. At 6 months, I gave in. I put her in her room. Within 2 nights, she was sleeping through the night. So I eat my words with that. If you have a little one and you're like, oh, I just want to wait till they're sleeping through the night before I move them to their own room, it might be like my case, and maybe you should try it. I know it's hard, but maybe you should try it. It worked for us. Okay, so yeah, she sleeps through the night, 14 hours, booyah. What do you call bedtime? We say night-night or gonani. Gonani came from a little girl that I used to nanny for. She would say that. She was 3 or 4, and she'd go, okay, time to go gonani. So I adopted that because she was so cute. 7, at what age did you start your bedtime routine? We actually started it really early, probably at like 5 weeks. You know, before that, we're new parents getting used to being new parents, and she's a new person getting used to being a person. So we didn't really like regiment anything. But at 5.5 weeks, we did impart one little thing. We put her down groggy, which I know you guys have probably heard that tip. It worked for us. Doesn't work for everybody, but she was a pretty good, easygoing baby. She wasn't colicky, so, and she, you know, was a newborn. Newborns need a lot of sleep. So when it was nighttime, I'd wait to look for those I'm getting sleepy cues. We'd swaddle her, put her down in the co-sleeper, turn her soother on. Her little 5-week-old head would look over at the lights. We'd say, I love yous and good nights, and then we would walk out of the room with her awake. And it worked. She self-soothed herself to sleep from 5 weeks on. She would still wake up and still cry and fuss every now and then, but it's held tight. So our new parent math was that when she's that young, she doesn't yet know that she can have an opinion on the subject because she's a newborn. So she doesn't really understand yet that she can, you know, say, I don't want to go to bed right now, Mom, and I'm going to throw a fit. She's just like, oh, this is the way the world works? Okay. So we started the routine then. And also, she's so sleepy as a newborn, we just sort of went with that. We used the fact that she needed so much sleep to try and impart it into the routine. I would say it's probably 25% parenting tactics and 75% luck and having a good baby. So that was nice. Okie dokie, where are we at? Number 8, is bath time part of your routine? Nope, we bathe in the morning or daytime. 9, what is your nap routine? For nap, it's like a simplified version of our bedtime routine. 3 or 4 hours after she wakes up, which she wakes anywhere between 8 and 10 in the morning. She is not a morning girl. She goes right back down for a nap, and I just read her one story, turn on her soother, and lay her down. Or Ryan. I am the bedtime mama, and he always gets her up in the morning. We just sort of fell into those patterns. We're a good team because I don't like getting up in the morning. So I put her to bed 80% of the time, and then Ryan wakes her, you know, gets up with her in the morning 80% of the time. If we ever do swap, we always do the same routine as each other, so it's basically the same thing. But for nap time, either one of us will put her down for a nap if Ryan is not at work. And what was I saying there? So then, yeah, read her one story, lay her down in her crib, soothe her, pop out of the room while she's still awake. Last question. What other sleep methods have you tried? Okay, we haven't really tried any other sleep methods because she is a good self-soother, but she is not perfect, and there are very hard nights like tonight. Let's switch arms because this is serious, okay? Oh, my arm's tired. So, on nights like tonight, what happens is she's sick, so it's hard to get comfortable, you know. I mean, I'm the same way. She's rolling around, she's all snotty and congested, she can't breathe, she's snoring. She doesn't usually snore, so she wakes herself up, and she just doesn't want to be put down. So what happens, I do the normal sleep time routine, and she's already getting whiny because she knows what's coming and she doesn't feel good and she doesn't want to go to bed. I lay her down, and I don't just walk out of the room after we, you know, do our little talks and stuff. So I pat her back, like I'll rub her back. Can you see that? It's just weird that I'm rubbing my own arm. And then we'll talk softer and slower. Maybe I'll sing an extra song. Maybe I'll sing the song of what happened in the day. And I'll watch her get groggier and groggier. And then if she is really sick, sometimes I will just rub her back until she's asleep, because she's my baby and she needs comfort, and I don't care. You go ahead and use me to soothe all you want. But if she's just being kind of whiny, I'll still walk out of the room while she's awake, and then she usually goes into the mama, ma, ma, different syllables of ma, and that can be two things. One, she will slowly fade out, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, stop, and go to sleep. Two, she will be amping herself up to try and get me to come back in the room. So what I do is after 2 or 3 minutes, if she's still going ma, 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 I'll peek in. If she's like reading her little fabric book or playing with her dolly or her blanket or her toes while saying ma, 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 then she's multitasking. She's self-soothing while trying to see if she can hold on to that like mom beacon to try and beckon me back into the room. And I don't fall for that. So if she's doing that, I leave her alone and she's fine. But if she's getting herself amped up and the ma, ma, ma turns into a cry, or she's getting louder, then I know she is not going to give in. So as soon as she starts doing that, I go right back in. I don't pick her up. I lay her down and I pat her back, I rub her back, and do the whole soothing, talking thing over and over again. So I will do that. I've had to go into a room 3 or 4 times to do that before. I would say that probably, I mean, I've probably done that like 5 times in her whole life. She's 14 months? Yes. So not very often. But on the very rare occasion where she's really upset or really sick, I will just pick that baby up and rock her to sleep in the rocker, because she's still pretty brand new and she shouldn't have to do such hard things right now, so just self-soothe herself all the time if she's feeling like she needs some extra comfort. So that's our bedtime routine. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's good. Let's go look at the baby. Come in and put her touch lamp onto the lowest setting. We pick out a couple of stories, sit down and read them in her glider, sing her little songs, the bedtime songs. Come over here, spin her mobile that I made for her, and then she points at the colors, then she makes me kiss a flower. Mwah. I don't know why. Spin it one more time. And then she lays down underneath it, holding onto her blankie like she is now. This is one of her favorites. And then we talk about the birdies, and we turn on her soother. It's Tiny Love. Sorry, the lighting's bad. It has lights that come on behind it that have a moon and stars, or you can push the daytime setting and you get sunshine. And it has water lights down here. There's fish, so it's a good one. And we'll end on the sleeping people.